Good lord, it's a furret.
Holy hell, we actually booted in quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we've been here all along.
Yes, here in my throne room that I'm very clearly in a 3D space. I mean, it actually is a 3D space, but...
I like what you've done with the crystal.
Thank you. I figured, what's more intimidating than a throne made out of dark crystals?
Ignore that.
Also, I see you in the chat, Lulu. Hi. So yes, we're doing some Mega Man Legends tonight because I couldn't get new Joy-Cons delivered in time to do Metroid Zero mission. So this is my backup, and I didn't want to subject myself to cursing Bubsy 2 nights in a row.
There we go.
No Bubsy. No.
No Bubsy!
No Bubsy.
No one wishes to be subjected to Bubsy 2 days in a row.
By the way, what do you think of that Bubsy art I sent you where you guys, where he was dressed as Ruse the Bat?
Thanks, I hate
it. Based on the fact they share a voice actress in Bubsy 3D.
Like, I saw it this morning, and I just kind of took a quick glance at it, but I hadn't had my coffee yet, so I was like, what is this? And like,
it didn't register.
And it didn't register, and I promptly forgot about it, because the next thing I knew, I had to go outside and do some yard work.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate.
Okay, I'll hydrate.
I don't know hydrate too. How about you, Bert? Hydrate?
Yeah, sure, I'll hydrate a little bit.
All three of us can lubricate our throats together.
I was just gonna comment on how appropriate it was that you brought up the freaking fan art you sent, and then someone freaking splashed you in the face with water.
Yep.
You deserve it, you joik.
Yes, I do. It's pretty high up there on the list of cursed things I've sent people, but it's nowhere near the most cursed thing I've found and sent to people.
Lulu, I'm gonna put this nicely. You don't want to know. I didn't want to know, but he showed me anyway. So now I'm telling you, you don't want to know.
I'll send it to you, Lulu, so you can show it to Nico and curse his eyes with that image. Because if there's anything me and Lulu like to do, it's ruin Nico's day.
Poor Nico. James, you owe me a Coke Zero.
Thing is, I know Nico.
That's fair.
Yeah, JKR's gotten to meet Nico and Lulu in person before. Well, I have too, but yeah.
Nice.
We all went to Galloping Ghost together a couple times, as well as Disc Replay.
Oh yeah, I forgot we went there.
Sadly, the
You
only
forgot
person
that
I
we
know...
went to Galloping Ghost?
No, I forgot we went to Disc Replay.
Sadly, the only person in this group I know in person is JKR. Motherfucker owes me money.
Yeah, you'll get your money when I have the time.
You know, the sad part is I was actually joking, and I legit forgot you actually do owe me money. So, yeah, you owe me.
Before you went on that, I was going to say, you'll get your money when you fix this damn door.
Well, that too.
He knows what his door did.
Yes, Lulu, this is Nerd E Furret. And Lulu very much likes Furrets as Pokemon. She's a big fan of the more floofy Pokemon. Like Eevee.
You have good taste. I applaud you, Lulu, and your good taste.
She's also the one who got me interested in Zenless Zone Zero.
You also have good taste in
a world covered by
I lost my train of thought.
People are forced to eke out a living.
I did not hit
So-
her. Not
Oh,
true.
hey, it's
bullshit.
Hey, it's
How-
Chuck.
I did not.
How often do you get to sneak the word eek into a conversation?
Driven by quantum refractors.
You can tell the narrator's having the time of his life delivering this, just like he's telling a story to 3-year-olds.
And are sought out by explorers called diggers. These brave explorers,
Whoa, hey, you can't say that on a stream.
which has become a cornerstone of the emerging civilizations.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Originally,
Chuck asked if he can join. Not tonight, because we had like a few too many people last night, and that got a little hectic.
the story of a fabulous treasure, the legendary
But just for you, I will,
among the dig-
like, my new Joy-Cons should be here tomorrow.
Load.
I won't be streaming tomorrow, though, but next week I will definitely
So much power
use the fact that I have
wherever
working
need fear
Joy-Cons
running
now
our
as a
energy.
way to get
Seeking
back
this
to
mother
Paper
lode,
Mario,
diggers
so you can
travel
join
from
in.
one island to another in their flying machine.
My dumbass has been sitting here wondering why Lulu kept putting 83 in the chat, and I just realized it's supposed to be a face.
Yeah, I met her on Gaia Online to tell you how long I've known her.
Duty.
And, like, what generation of internet users me and her are, like, before emojis became the dominant form of internet faces.
Yeah.
Uwu face before it was uwu. Gotcha.
Yes. So, before I start, if you wait here at the title screen, you get another intro cutscene that introduces us to the Bond family. And the Bond family are the best thing about Mega Man Legends. Apart from Mega Man himself, because this is my favorite Mega Man. He's the goodest boy.
For some strange reason, I just also always remember the little monkey dance.
Oh yeah, the data dance. It's a shame that we still haven't gotten like an HD remaster or remake of the Legends games, because like usually I say the Legacy collections are good enough, but I think Legends 1 and 2 especially would really benefit from getting like the Resident Evil remake treatment.
I agree. Because those, like, the Legends games are, like, they're an outlier when it comes to Mega Man games.
Yeah, they never tried doing a full 3D Mega Man game like this after Legends.
In about an hour, we'll be arriving at our destination, Catalox Island.
I hate that Teasel's voice actor is so fucking good in this series because he was a horrible person in real life.
I swear this treasure will be ours or my name's not Bond. Let's do it!
Can we also talk about how this game's unique art style of trying to look like a 3D anime, complete with like textured on faces and lip flaps, makes it so it looks a lot better than a lot of games of its era in the modern day?
Sorry, I can't hear you. I'm looking up Mega Man Legends voice cast.
Most of them are people that didn't go on to do much, but they're all Canadian. Rob Smith was the voice of Teasel, and he would later be arrested and imprisoned for possession of CP. And he would later die of COVID, as he deserved.
Good.
Here we go.
Well then.
Mega Man's voice actor was 14 when he did this role, and by Legends 2, he had deepened too much, so they had to replace him with the old Sailor Moon dubbed voice of Sailor Jupiter.
I got worried because the transmission got cut off suddenly.
I'm okay. I think this is the last door.
And out of all the cast, apart from Susan Roman, who voiced Mega Man in Legends 2, and voices the mayor in this game, I know that Tron's voice actress in the Legends series was also in a Canadian show called Spider Riders.
I remember Spider Riders. I actually.
What console was this on, Sega Saturn? This was on PS1, and it got a port to Nintendo 64. Hey Shiva, tuned in for the best Mega Man series with the most fun designs to do fan art of.
Which consoles did you say it was?
PS1, and it got a port
Okay.
to N64 under the title Mega Man 64.
Okay, because I was gonna say I had the PlayStation 1 version.
Yeah, I had.
Yeah,
both.
these games go for a lot on the secondhand market now because they haven't been re-released many times. The easiest way to get them now is through the PS3 digital store.
It's one of those games that I had that I'm mad my mother threw away.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm mad that I didn't take better care of my Legends 2 and Misadventures of Tron Bond discs.
All right here.
because, like, even though I didn't have the cases for them, they're so sought after by the Mega Man community nowadays that the discs on their own go for upwards of $300.
Here we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other game in that category I'm pissed that she threw away was the original PlayStation 1 version of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh, I still have that, but it succumbed to disc rot, so it won't play anymore. Not like my PS1 has a disc drive anymore anyway.
Yeah.
It looks like a small one.
Yeah, I almost said gooder. I meant to say bad. I was trying to say good and better at the same time, so I almost said gooder. Now, people like to give Mega Man Legends shit for its unorthodox controls. You know,
I loved it.
having turning be on L1 and R1. I think this is a better approach to pre-analog stick 3D controls than a lot of games of the era had. And I would argue that, like, once you figure out that all you need to do to turn is press L1 or R1 to turn left and right respectively, there's really no hurdles to overcome. But of course, a lot of gamers that didn't grow up in the era of not everything being like dual analog stick compatible and not having direct camera control and all that, you know, PS2 generation onwards aren't willing to, I find, are not willing to try and overcome that initial hurdle, so they just write off the controls as bad.
I don't like the way that looks. Maybe
Hey,
like-
I don't understand game. Game bad.
Like, I'd argue that this controls better than old school Resident Evil, at the very least.
Just hit my knee on my desk.
be careful, Mega Man. It looks like a
Like, yeah, it's not as fluid as the movement in, like, Spyro the Dragon or Crash Bandicoot, but this game's also trying to do a lot more with its setting than those and its mechanics than those games were. So there has to be, like, a middle ground between the two, and that's what they
Do
found.
you see a door? That should be the way out.
This looks really good for a 27-year-old game. Yep. It's all down to the art style, I find. Because, like, a lot of people look at games that have realistic art styles or cartoony art styles and say, oh, cartoony art styles inherently age better than realistic ones. And it's like, no, it's not just down to, you know, the model quality and the texture quality. It's down to the environment design. It's down to the expressiveness of the models themselves. Like, this looks better than Metal Gear Solid 1 does in hindsight. But that's due to Metal Gear Solid 1 sacrificing facial expressions in exchange for more expressive bodies and being able to do in-engine cutscenes. There's also, thankfully, people have found, like, earlier beta builds of the entire Legend series, so I'd love to check those out on stream sometime just to see, like, what kind of changes were made
We were lucky.
between, like, earlier development and the final game. Because there's, like, famously a lot of scrap content with the first game especially.
Plot twist, in the beta version, Mega Man is Mega Girl.
You
Not
joke
really,
about
yeah,
that, but there is a game called Mega Gal.
Enough with the sauce!
It's not an official Mega Man game, but it's Mega Man inspired. And you also joke about that, but in Captain N, the Game Master, there was a Mega Girl.
It's above you. Watch out.
We don't talk about Captain N.
What, you don't like the Captain N comics at the very least, which are the only time Samus appeared in the series? And they did the very
He was
questionable
a total
thing.
bitch.
She was a total bitch and she seduced Captain N even though he's underage.
Yep. There's a reason season 2 of Captain N didn't happen.
Well, it did have a season 2, but like the comics the stuff that was in the comics never got adapted into the show.
I thought it only
Like,
lasted
it's easy-
one.
It's easy to forget, like, Season 2's when they introduced the character of Game Boy, voiced by Frank Welker.
Okay, yeah, no, that's right. Bear in mind, when I say it's been ages since I've seen Captain N.
You can watch the whole series for free officially on YouTube.
Let me put this as nicely as possible. The last
No.
time I watched Captain N, neither of you two were born.
I thought you were going to say, let me put this as nicely as possible. No.
There's that, too. But if I'm dating myself, if ever will date myself on one of your videos, it's, yeah, the last time I watched Captain N, neither of you two existed yet.
Showing a larger blip than
Hey, Cloud. Glad to see you here.
a Reaver bot.
Hey, Cloud. I saw your announcement in the server.
hear me?
Well, your
I am
server,
in-
anyway.
I am an old ferret.
The transmission's breaking. Roll? Are you alright?
Had to reposition myself to get comfy. I've been sitting down for too long. And as it turns out, even when you've got like a very fat bottom rear trunk area, it doesn't act as a good cushion. It still hurts when you're sitting down in an uncomfortable chair for hours at a time.
Look at this goofy motherfucker.
Yep, you could beat every boss. Almost every boss in Mega Man Legends 1 just by circle strafing. That's not intentional, and they went out of their way to vary up the boss patterns a lot more in Legends 2 to prevent you from abusing that strategy.
Good on them.
What am I fighting for?
Wrong Mega Man game, JKR. That's Mega Man X4. And I saw your announcement too, Cloud. You take off as much time as you need, and we'll be here waiting for you when you get back. It's officially been 18 years for you and Nico being together. Oh, happy anniversary!
Aww.
Look at that.
Happy anniversary, yes, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Hey, go eat some fucking cake.
Oops.
I love the idea that the Reaverbot just took the elevator up.
Back for more?
Also, can we talk about how this is like such an Indiana Jones moment? Right here, what Mega Man's about to do.
No!
Yes, it is.
See ya.
Hold on! We're taking off!
Roger.
I should also mention this was my first Mega Man game, and my introduction to Mega Man as a franchise was the cartoon. So I had very skewed perceptions of what Mega Man was like before I got to play the classics.
You say Indiana Jones, but it reminded me more of Back to the Future Part 2.
Yeah, I can see that too. I mean, like, if we're talking about inspirations that this game takes, a lot of its visual design, especially for its vehicles and its robots, and the ruined designs are taken almost note for note from the Studio Ghibli movie Castle in the Sky.
Oh my god.
You see it, don't you?
Yes, in every way now.
Phew. Nice timing, Roll.
Anytime, Mega Man. I'm sorry, Mega Man. I had some engine problems, and
It's okay, Roll. But I'm glad.
Nah, hold on.
all's well that ends well, right?
Yeah, no, if we're talking about dating myself here, Roll was one of my first video game crushes.
If
Which role?
This one.
Yeah, same for me. And Tron. Best of both worlds.
Thanks. I know we will.
Right.
I blame Roll and Tron for my interest in mechanic girls.
I guess the flutter's in worse shape than I thought.
Roll! The number 5 meters going crazy!
Okay, so like back when I made reviews more than once a year, my first review was of Mega Man Legends, and I made a note about Professor Barrel, the old man's voice actor, which is that he sounds uncannily like the Dragon Ball Z abridged version of Master Roshi.
Heh.
Like, if it weren't for the fact that Professor Barrel is such, like, a nice, upstanding man with, like, no... Hey, thanks for the bits. With, no, like, pervy side to him, I wouldn't be surprised if he were to, like, you know, have Roll construct a submarine in in a hypothetical third game, and name it the USS Medic. In fact, given that most of the voice cast for Mega Man Legends is either retired or dead at this point, or in prison and dead, they would probably god damn it, we got THX'd.
You're welcome.
But like, if they were to update this game with like a remake or you know Insane Trilogy styled Trilogy styled remake where it's like one-to-one level design but with updated graphics and controls, which is my ideal take on updated Mega Man Legends 1 and 2. I could see like either I think it's Mike McFarlane that voices Master Roshi, right? In
yes.
Funimation. I could see him voicing Professor Barrel.
I would accept a remake of this, just given the graphics-wise. I would accept a remake of this from the same company that did Ni no Kuni.
Oh yeah, that was level 5, which I don't see happening due to level 5 and Capcom having some employees that don't like each other. Like I'll get to that snake in a second. For example, you want to know what happened to Keiji Inafune after Mighty No. 9 failed?
They went out to make NFTs.
I mean, before that, he got a job at level 5.
Fired.
He got a job at level 5 because they bought his company. The last game that he served in like a major role in was a mobile gacha game that shut down after a year.
Oof.
Well, I mean,
anyway,
level 5 could work on it and just not have him work on it.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be very like even with the Azure Striker Gunvolt series, which he's credited as like an executive producer on, he doesn't seem to be directly involved with their development as much.
Hold on, highly important.
Yes.
Monkey dance.
The monkey dance. The second... Well, you know what I paired this with when I re-reviewed this game a few years after I started reviews?
What's that?
The Johnny Bravo theme, because he's doing the monkey.
The crickets are appropriate.
Do the monkey with me! Huh!
Damn it, those are birds!
Yeah, those are birds. Anyways, I'll get that snake redeem. Nice Roshi. I hope that satisfied you.
Happy monkey dance!
Yes. I want part of why I want a modern remake of Mega Man Legends is just to see this in HD.
Abso-freaking-lutely. That would be the whole stream. Like right there. It would just be, we just get to this part and just watch the monkey dance.
But yeah, that's Data. There's a backstory for this Mega Man that doesn't really get touched on until the end of this game. And it's only detailed in the manual, which is that he was discovered in some underground ruins by Professor Barrel when he was out digging. Digging being this game's term for, exploring ruins. He found Mega Man crystallized.
We call that archaeology.
Well, in this game, they don't do it more so for historical purposes, and instead they do it to try and find refractor crystals like we saw in the beginning, because those are the primary energy source of this world.
So basically, they're miners, more like it.
Well, they don't have to mine. They don't have
in
to
more
mine.
ways than one.
Yes, in more ways than one. They don't have to mine for them. It's that, they have to get past traps and guards to get to them.
Yeah, that's fair, too. So they're more like treasure hunters, then.
Yes.
In a way.
But he found Mega Man inside a crystal as a baby, and the little monkey was there with him. And only Mega Man can understand what Data the monkey is saying. To everyone else, it just sounds like monkey noises.
Don't worry, Chief. I'm always on duty.
Yeah, I was going to do a fan dub of this game way back in the day before I realized that was way too big of a task for me. And JKR auditioned and got the role of the inspector here with a Inspector Gadget
Let me
voice.
welcome you to Cadillac's Island.
Nice.
Now, I'd like to ask one of you to come with me to the station.
Just like Mega Man X. He wasn't found in a capsule, and he wasn't, I can't talk too much about Mega Man's backstory without getting into major spoilers for the series.
Don't worry. It won't take very
And I know, 27-year-old game, why bother with, keeping spoilers a secret? It's because not many people have played the Legend series, so I don't want to spoil something that not everyone already knows the story of. Like Final Fantasy VII, its big twist is one of the most famous things in video game history, so it's impossible to not know about that spoiler. Whereas Mega Man Legends is not as well remembered and documented in pop culture. I mean, it's not like Mega Man Legends 1 has that much going on in terms of story anyway. Mega Man Legends 1 is a lot more simple, whereas Legends 2 is where it starts delving into the lore of this world a lot more.
Well, I mean, of course you can hear me doing the voice of Inspector Gadget for the Inspector, Chuck. Go, Gadget! Inspector Gadget voice!
Go, Gadget Brown Brick Builder!
Go, Gadget! Matthew Broderick impression!
Neat trick you can do here that I obsessive-compulsively do every time I come here. You kick the can into the bakery. And I failed at it right there. It's kind of hard to do because there's not a way to adjust how far you're going to kick the can. It moves at a set interval.
Y'all watch this neat trick. I do every time and I failed.
Yeah, that's me. That's me in a nutshell with any game I play. Let's be real. But yeah, you kick the can into the bakery and it gives you 1,000 zenny every time.
Ooh, Sony Pop. And it's gone.
No, it's right here.
Is this game?
This is game. This is the easiest way to get infinite money. Because the can respawns every time you enter and exit.
Nice shot.
So yeah, you get 1,000 zenny for littering.
Keep our streets clean.
Put trash in its proper place.
Remember, kids, if you kick a can into a bakery, you get $1,000. Disclaimer.
Also, an
please
easy
don't
way
kick
to
cans
tell
into a bakery.
An easy way to tell which trash cans have items hidden in them is to kick them. If they do that, then they have something in them.
So, kick the can. Got it.
We found 50 zenny in the trash can, because apparently in this world, people throw out money.
Go, gadget trauma!
And then, when there's nothing in it, the lid comes off and it makes a different noise. You can also get free soda from the soda machines by kicking them, but if you kick them too much, the soda machines explode.
Just like real life.
You can, like, there's, a lot of this is tied into a sort of hidden morality system, which is really, you know, ambitious for a game from 1997. It doesn't affect, like, endings or dialogue. It's just, if you do bad deeds, like kicking the can into the bakery, or, vandalizing the soda machines, then your armor gradually starts turning black. And doing good deeds, like defeating enemies and, donating to the city restoration fund later on, makes your armor go back to its normal blue color.
So the game literally promotes don't litter, you like good, clean the streets. But when you clean the streets, it's like, no, that's bad. What are you doing?
Oh, and in the Japanese version, there's additional things you can do to make your armor turn darker, like shooting the seagulls. I kind of see why they might have cut that from the American version. Yep, and in the Japanese version, as we'll see later on, there's a scene involving Tron being cornered by an angry dog. In the Japanese version, there's 2 ways to resolve it, whereas in this game, the only way to resolve it is the peaceful option.
Oh no.
In the Japanese version, you can either go the peaceful option of talking the dog into leaving Tron alone, or you can just kick the dog and it'll run away.
Yeah, glad they took that one out.
I am too.
And I was just gonna say, I can't imagine why that might have gotten cut. Just saying. From a completely moral standpoint, I get it.
Ari, if we ever, and this is like a big if we ever get to the point where we can actually fan dub Mega Man Legends, I would love to do like where it's like, for whatever reason, like garbage pails just sound like Oscar the Grouch every time you fucking pick them. So it'd be like, scram!
Scram! I can't do a good Oscar the Grouch because I haven't heard his voice in years.
Scram! I'd have to listen to what Oscar even sounds like. It's been a long time.
And then was called a wench.
You just called Philly and Furfian and was called a wench. Awesome! I mean, awesome that you went into Philly and streamed just to call her a furry, and then also awesome that she acknowledged you calling her a furry and called you a wench in response. It's fun to antagonize Philly, and especially because it was discovered that she stole all of her models, and has been selling merch that violates the artist's terms of service.
If you ever need an Elmo is one of the voices I can do.
Ooh, that's actually not too bad.
Elmo knows where you live.
One of my favorite things I came across recently was a thing from an old Vinesauce Joel stream where, like, he was looking at videos of Elmo toys getting blown up, and, like, he cut to a news report from, like, the 90s of a Talking Elmo picture book about potty training, where, like, it had buttons that you would press on it to make him say different phrases.
Oh, God.
And there was, like, some sort of misprint with certain copies of it. So with, like, if you had one of the misprinted copies, you would press a specific button, and instead of saying, like, something like, using the potty is easy and fun, he would say, who wants to die?
Well, I don't know what we're gonna do next, kid. We can't tickle Elmo. Oh, we can't tickle Elmo no more.
It's now for Elmo!
Smack. That was one of my favorite random fucking Simpsons bits from back in the day. Like Mo for some reason becomes Maggie's babysitter.
One of my favorite Elmo edits I've seen is like Elmo doing some sort of like stomping looking dance and set to Doom Eternal music, and like they splice in a bit of the Doom Eternal narrator. So it's like Elmo's gonna rip and tear until it is done.
Elmo's gonna tear until it's done!
For the record, I absolutely hate that Elmo is one of the impressions I can do. The other one I hate that I could do, but I admit it's a good curse to have, is the Fluttershy voice.
Oh god, the Fluttershy voice.
It started as a bad joke on my old Brony TV stream. Because we were doing like some kind of bit, and it came up like Big Mac, like the idea of Big Mac and Fluttershy as a couple.
I'm gonna nod and say
Nod and
yes
agree,
because
yeah.
I've never seen My Little Pony.
You know why they call him Big Mac, right?
No, please no.
Oh my.
The sad part is, and this is where this gets funny, okay? So I said that on a stream, and apparently someone took that to Andrea Libman for one of the panels that she was at, and they could do, like, anything you want the actors to say, they will say it right now. Someone actually submitted that to Andrea Libman, and there's actual YouTube footage of her saying that.
Oh no.
And I just remember going, huh. And this is why my voice is dangerous.
I can't get up there yet because I don't have the high jump.
Also because you're probably dizzy from spinning just now.
Yeah. See, I like to set sounds to my different redeems so I don't have to look at the stream preview to make sure that the redeems are working. So like whenever someone redeems the spin, it plays a clip of Vinny saying "spin" with a warbly voice.
I think you might be right.
Okay, what did you say your name was? This is a pun that got lost in translation.
I don't even care.
Like, Mega Man's Japanese name is Rockman, but at this point in the story, he's just known as Rock. And the Japanese word for hippopotamus is something like Rokoko.
Somehow, it just makes it better either way.
Hippopotamus? What kind of name is that? Well, fuck you too, lady. Anyway, come back soon, Mr. Hippopotamus. By the way, you can check out the books here. There's a lot of comics on the stands, but they're sealed in vinyl bags, so people can't read them without buying them.
It's porn.
No, that's on another shelf. There's a lot of novels on the shelves, but none that look interesting. There's some dirty magazines on the racks.
He was kidding.
It might be fun to look at them.
Do it, kid. Do it.
But there's so many people around. You'd get in trouble if someone saw you.
This game was ahead of its time in so many ways.
Yep, it really was. It's amazing that they got away with that line of dialogue in a game that was rated E for everyone.
Are we just not gonna... Is that... No, oh, it says plasma cell. Okay.
Yeah.
For some
anyway,
strange reason...
You want to see something that kind of breaks the universe in this toy store?
You had me at breaks the universe.
So this is that new game called Mega Man Legends.
Oh, hello, fourth wall.
It looks
so nice.
pretty interesting. Hey, Proto Rage. What kind of name is hippopotamus? Well, fuck you too, lady. There, I hope that snake satisfied you. I need to phrase that better. So they don't get the wrong so they don't confuse it. So they don't get the wrong idea. For JKR's sake. I'm okay with it being misinterpreted.
Yeah, but I've been the butt of several fucking jokes ever since I said that one thing to Ari.
Yeah, that one thing that will never let you live down because of the way you said it.
What one thing is that, JKR?
We were...
You know exactly. You know damn well what it is, Fern. I showed it to you.
I don't remember. Refresh my memory.
He said... I was talking about a fantasy all squirrel football league, and he said that he never pegged me as a football fan.
I know.
And I responded, "You've never pegged me at all. I don't like you that way."
I know. I was trying to trick him.
Oh, not even the one where you wanted to give Santa a few more inches. The Christmas streams are home to some of the best out of context moments I've noticed. Yes, that's where the Lord Pegatron joke stems from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you, Chuck, if you start calling me that, I'm gonna murderize you tomorrow.
I mean, you should feel lucky that so far Shadow Dragon's other name for you, Lord Fergatron, hasn't caught on yet.
Don't even bring that up. If Pegatron's bad enough, I don't need the other one.
Sit tight, everybody. If you thought I was joking that this is the entire stream of kicking a can into a bakery, boy, are you in for fun.
I have to do it every time, so I'm constantly on top of how much money I need. It's a legitimate strategy. I'll have money in December, so I'll have drinks ready. I've got to find a new batch of terrible public domain Christmas movies for us to watch.
Oh, hello, horribly polygoned yet somehow attractive woman.
Say, you're kind of cute. Your name's Mega Man, isn't it? You're my type of man. I don't know if you like looking at women's clothes, but come back and see me anytime. Ma'am, he is 14 years old. Calm down.
That is a child.
Do you think this dress would look good on her?
Say so.
Yes.
Really? Will you buy it for me then?
No!
Excuse me, lady, but we just met, and I technically have a girlfriend/sister. We're not really sure what the dynamic is.
Oh, don't worry. I was just kidding. For the record, Roll is his adopted sister figure.
Sister, yeah.
but they are played up as a potential romantic couple in Legends 2.
Yeah, that's why I was making the joke.
Yeah. My preferred take is that he gets with both Roll and Tron. Well, actually, my preferred take is that Mega Man's so, like, innocently naive that he doesn't even know what a relationship is. He's like Goku. He thinks that marriage is a kind of food.
To this day, I still can't believe that's how Chi-Chi tricked the dude into marrying her. That's like some high-level trolling to get a husband there.
Find anything?
Oh, she didn't do that on purpose. She didn't know until until they met again as adults that he misunderstood what a marriage was.
The man at the junk store said.
Fair.
It might take a while.
And he still married her anyway because he felt that, you know, even if he didn't know what a marriage was, he still knew that he wanted to be married to Chi-Chi.
Oh, this? Yeah, the junk store
And
man.
boy, howdy, did he regret it.
Use this
At the same time, not.
You mean we can use this car? Well, come
Yeah,
on.
To be fair,
Get it attached right away.
to be
He got
fair,
like
we
2
all
kids
know,
out of him, but no child support.
There, it's ready.
To be fair, we all know what Dragon Ball Z is secretly about.
Just drop them in
It's about
Piccolo
the two
learning
most
the
power-
It's about Piccolo learning the joys of fatherhood.
That too. I was gonna say it's actually secretly about the two most powerful men in the universe and the fact that they are terribly afraid of their wives.
Yes.
This weapon lets you use landmines. Just drop them in front of an oncoming
The moral of this story is
boom.
fear your wives.
There's a limited number of mines, so make sure you use them sparingly. Do you want me to explain what this weapon does again?
Okay, so Roll just gave us landmines as a special weapon.
I'll be able to help you out and maybe spot for you if I can get it running again.
Meanwhile,
Hey,
Monkey
Kier.
Man-
Kier's high, everyone. Watch out.
Oh, hi, Kier.
Also,
Hiya,
Saribot
yeah.
on top of banning the bots. Good. I'm glad I set this thing up.
Yeah, because that actually, I mean, it's good that you set it up.
there you are.
I almost feel upset that it takes a job away
I've been
from
looking
us.
for you, so I
But
can give
hey,
you
it
this.
takes care of the bots. We'll take care of
Your
the
citizens card.
idiots who decide to go against stream rules.
Now you'll be able to
Yeah.
use the city gates. Of course, there are some gates that can't be opened.
Because
I'm
the
trying my
bot-
best to stay in touch with the
Why
stream.
not?
I could put it on my TV actually.
Pirates.
Well, I mean, you could just see
Stream
the,
chat.
oh, the stream chat, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I've got a multi-monitor set up. And even then, I'm looking at the stream chat on my iPad.
Pirates?
Just so I can have something
grandfather is
closer
still
to me
inside the city.
to see just the chat.
Will he be all right?
Well, I'm sure he's heard the announcements about the pirates. If I see him,
That's
I'll
the
make
most-
sure he gets to a safe place.
That's the most,
most
unexpected
nonchalant-
voice.
Yeah,
worried
why
about
did the
Fred.
police have like ASMR
I hope he'll
voices?
be okay. I'll go look for him. You wait.
You
here.
are being arrested. Do
Okay,
not
Mega Man.
resist.
Be careful.
Oh, you haven't followed up to this point, Chuck? That's interesting. You've been on my stream a few times and you haven't even followed yet. How dare you? I kid.
How fucking dare you?
Sneaky.
So, fun interesting fact about the surf bots here. Their design is so beloved by the people at Capcom that when they're hiring new people as, like, 3D artists for the company, their way of filtering out who's suitable for the job and who isn't is to have them do a 3D model of a Servbot from scratch, because their proportions are very specific, and if they can get those proportions right, that's how they know that the person's suited for the job.
Nice. Also, they're really kind of adorable.
Yep. The obvious point of comparison is Lego figures. And yeah, if they said they weren't inspired by Lego... That was a bit louder than I expected. I forgot I still had that sound alert set up for the metal version of You Are a Pirate. We haven't gotten to the well, technically, we've seen some pirates, being the servbots, but we haven't gotten to the pirate attack just yet. And You Are a Pirate would actually be more suited for, Misadventures of Tron Bonne, where you play as the pirates. You're trying to get more points by unfollowing and following again. Ah, gaming the system, just like me, by repeatedly kicking a can into a bakery. You and I are not so different. Speaking of points, you got 7K.
Oh no. I have a feeling I know where this is going.
I have a feeling this is going one of two ways. Either John Dacre or Corey Feldman.
Well, it can't be Corey Feldman, because you put Corey Feldman pretty high on the list. Because that's like 10,000.
Okay, so...
It must be John Dacre that he's planning.
Sorry.
Sex.
All right, behold, the one time you have to use the walk instead of the run to sneak up on the town hooligans. That girl looks suspicious, I tell ya.
She has to be a pirate. She said she was looking for treasure.
No one believes us. We're gonna have to get her ourselves.
Hey, someone's spying on us.
That blue guy again. Huh. Come on, everybody. Let's go. This elevator-ass music is starting to get on my nerves. Hey, don't diss the Apple Market theme. This is iconic. Especially because it plays through most of the city.
Okay, got it? Once the decision's made, there's no turning back.
No, please. Bend down further.
Yeah, I was gonna say
She's also 14.
Okay, yeah, back
God
it up.
damn it!
Back it up, back it up, back it up.
That wins, right? Right, we understand. You need to keep your costs and risks as low as possible, and
So, like, if they were to... Like, I know Tron has a voice actress right now, and I believe it's Tara Sands, if I remember correctly.
You've got it.
But my choice, based on, like, someone that sounds close to, like, the voice that Tron's voice actress in Mega Man Legends went with, I would say get one of the actresses who's played Misty to voice her in a Mega Man Legends remake.
Rachel Lillis wouldn't do it, sadly.
I know Rachel Lillis wouldn't do it, unfortunately. But I know other actresses have played Misty as well.
Oh yeah. No, hold on. You want to hear a fucking damn me and my luck story?
Sure.
So, and JKR can attest to this. Eric Start was at C2E2 this year.
Yeah.
And I actually had made an arrangement with a mutual friend of me and JKR's to get Eric Start's autograph. But I wanted him to sign it with James's part of the Prepare for Trouble and Make It Double. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? He's super expensive, and I cannot guarantee I would ever have the chance to ever meet Rachel Lillis because she's retired and doesn't tour. So I opted to get a plushie of Luna from Hell of a Boss instead, with the money that I sent them. You know, okay, understandable, right? literally the day that JKR went and bought the Luna plushie for me, Rachel Lillis was announced for a local con.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I was pissed, but I was happy to get the damn Luna doll too. Like, it was like literally no one could have predicted that, you know? Like, no one could have predicted that was gonna happen.
So, Proto, are you going to throw things at my face 7 times in a row for those 7K points? I know that some of these characters may not seem familiar to some of you younger Mega Man fans that grew up with Battle Network and NT Warrior, but the character of Barrel from Battle Network and NT Warrior gets his name from Professor Barrel in Legends. And Misadventures of Tron Bonne in Legends 2 has the original version of Glide that would be the inspiration for Glide.exe.
Hey, Mega Man! Come to check up on me, eh?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over how hot the mayor is.
Mayor of this island.
Yep, she's voiced by Sailor Jupiter.
I'm Amelia. Nice to meet you.
You don't say.
Professor Barrels. I worked as his assistant for a while I was in school.
This is the most unintentionally ASMR game ever made.
Yep.
To tell you the truth, we've gotten reports that there are some pirates headed this way.
That voice could tell me I'm dying of a horrible disease, and at the same time I'd be like, hell yeah, I am.
Bet anything they're after the legendary
ASMR, Mayor Amelia gives you a lobotomy to cure your brain rot.
But no one knows exactly what it is.
Which is actually a genre of ASMR videos that's popular right now, giving you a lobotomy to cure brain rot.
I've been in the digging business a long time, but I haven't been able to find out
Most people
about
call those
the
lofies now.
except legends and myths.
Or loffies.
Look, Mega Man, I'll be here for a while talking with Amelia. So why don't you go back and keep an eye on Roll?
Okay.
Tell her not to worry about me, okay?
I'm just gonna say, okay? Everyone in this game, and I'm talking just about everyone in this game, gave the most non-caring and yet somehow energetic, I guess is the right word, performance they could have, correct? Like, you've got, like, everyone's, like, super soft-spoken, everyone's, like, super quiet. And this was Barrel!
Oh, just wait until we get to Teasel, who's, like, constantly shouting. Like, not shouting like Barrel, where he sounds like an old prospector. Shouting because he is the angriest man who ever lived.
Like, just in that scene alone, you had Amelia, who was very calm.
It's a dog!
That,
If you couldn't tell that they're Canadian, listen to this.
What's that all about?
yeah.
What did I ever do to you?
That one line right there is what clued me in. Oh, these are Canadian actors before I knew anything about the cast.
The boot.
What's that about?
What are you talking about?
I honestly never even noticed, and I've played this game for years.
Also, for the record, the doggo's name is Paprika.
Aww.
Which, you know,
As
not a
it
name
should
I
be.
would give to a not a name I would give to that kind of dog.
Oh my god, the animation.
Yes.
Shoot!
What are you
Shoot!
staring at? I'm not a circus clown or something. Go on, get out of here.
No, that's my job.
I like that they subtitled the dog.
I missed what the dog even said.
It just said grr.
Oh.
Anyway, we have to take the peaceful option because this is the North American version and we don't condone animal cruelty.
Correct.
Hey, hold on. Down, boy. Down.
Let the pretty lady, who's probably totally not evil, down.
And from this moment onward is where Tron's crush on Mega Man started.
You all right?
Oh my god.
I'm not joking.
That's the most Yandere Sundari face.
She's a total tsundere.
You just mind your own business.
And there she goes.
Don't worry, she gets more obsessive. She gets more obsessive in Legends 2 with her first boss fight in that game, starting with the premise of her using a voice changer to sound like Roll, so she can try and convince Mega Man that Roll is like working against him, so he won't have feelings for her.
Yeah, I could see a Misty voice actress here.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, Mental Jim. I'm getting hungry because I had dinner kind of early, so of course my stomach wants me to eat something, so I'll be back.
Okay.
Curse you, stomach!
Yeah, the spinning crab mech from Legends 2. She has Tron tends to have some motifs in the mechs that she pilots, and crabs tends to be one of them.
Crabs!
Here's this giant enemy crab. Attack its weak point for massive damage. Well, like the Canadians say, time to log out. Are you heading off, Chuck? If so, have a good night.
Aye, Miss Tron. Up and away.
Can I share my story about my first childhood experience with Mega Man Legends?
Go ahead.
Other than, instantly falling in love with the world and the characters. I never got far in it as a kid for the longest time. Because this is one of those Capcom PS1 games.
What? He's talking with the mayor?
Where, there's no live system, and if you die, you get sent back to the title screen.
Ships that just flew past here?
And it took me like 2 years after getting my PS1 to get a memory card.
I wonder whose they are.
So I would inevitably die early on because I was a kid and I wasn't good at games. Now I'm an adult. I'm bad at games still, but shut up. So, like, I would get to, like, at most, the first fight with Teasel, die, and then have to start the whole game over again.
No one is really good at Mega Man Legends. You just try a little less each time.
I've seen some impressive speedruns of this, but people usually speedrun the Japanese version, partly because the text scrolls faster, and partly because kicking the dog is considered a good time saver for speedruns.
I don't know how that makes me feel. I mean, I get it, but I don't know how it makes me feel.
By the way, there's a little thing in here that you only get this one chance to do that I wasn't going to show off, but, like, if you abuse diagonal running, which makes you move slightly faster than running straight, you can get in front of Roll, and she'll just steamroll through you and knock you over.
Nice. Mega Man, why don't you save?
For the record, Data does have a voice, and it's very cute sounding.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm gonna do what I did yesterday and lay down and watch pain is high, and I'm trying not to be super high. Understandable. You've had way too many really long shifts in a row. So you relax. You have earned it. I would say doctor's orders, but like I have a fucking doctorate. Like I've graduated college.
My good friend, I recommend that you get plenty of the rest, yes?
Right there.
Or my name is not Dr. Fred.
This area's closed off.
Which it is not.
Please, officer, let us through.
It turns out that his doctorate is actually in art history.
Hmm? You can't go in either. It's dangerous.
I wish my laugh picked up better on this.
Those pirates have attacked the island. Just like they said they would. They're after the treasure that's supposed to be buried here. Enough talk. You have to leave here. Now!
Pirates? They've occupied the gate over there. They're too heavily armed. We can't even get close to them.
Maybe I can do something. Mega Man, I'm going with you.
Roll, what the hell are you going to do in a combat situation? Actually, no, I've seen what you do with that van once you get to drive it.
All right. You look out for Granny.
You can die from getting run over by Roll's van in one section.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, wow.
What can a single boy possibly do?
And to answer your question, Roll would go up, fight them, by being the most useless fighter in a fighting game.
And yet still one of the most broken because her hitbox is so small that everything just sails over her.
We're the Bonds.
Which is how she is in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yep. There's a reason she's the most hated fighter in that, one of the most hated fighters in that game.
Like, she's not OP, but she's still annoying to fight. It's like Yoda in Soul Calibur 4. They have a shit moveset, but they're so short that they're a pain in the ass to fight properly.
Didn't they do like an update that like fixed Yoda's hitbox because he was so screwed up?
Nope.
I don't know. I thought there was like a big howdy-do about it.
Like, I'm not sure, but I know that at the very least, he's still immune to being thrown. Like, Soul Calibur 4 didn't get very many updates that I know of. It was 5 and 6 that got more updates, partly because they had more DLC.
To be fair, the only Soul Calibur game I ever really played religiously was 2.
Yeah,
And
2
that's
is
just
still, if I remember correctly, 2 is still the highest selling game of the franchise.
That was because I had the GameCube version and you could play as Link, and it was like the best frickin' thing to ever happen in a fighting game ever.
2's an interesting case where of that generation, the GameCube version was the highest selling. And then they never put Soul Calibur on Nintendo consoles again, apart from a Wii game.
They also stopped doing console-exclusive characters.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a part
Because
that's good.
Yeah, that pissed a lot of... Well, no. Because if I remember correctly, Soul Calibur 3 or 4, whichever's the one that had the...
3 was only
Star Wars
released on
characters.
3 was only released on PS2. And 4 had console-exclusive characters at launch, but the character that wasn't in your console's version was released later on as paid DLC.
Right.
Like
That's what I was
the
getting
Xbox 360 version got Yoda, and the PS3 version got Vader, and both of them got Star Killer.
Yep. Remember, kids, if you ever want the most random and yet somehow most coolest piece of trivia to ever hit, one of the most coolest to ever hit Star Wars, it's that the voice of Star Killer went on to become one of the main people to ever play Darth Maul.
Yep.
One of the main go-tos to play Darth Maul.
He also voiced Palpatine in The Force Unleashed.
Okay, that I did not know.
Yeah,
That's
he has really impressive range.
We're so sorry. We lost the key.
Oh, what happened this time? I can't take my eyes off you for a second, can
Hey,
I?
Shadow Dragon, we were talking about you earlier.
Out of trouble.
Oh, no.
Who was that?
Hola, amigo.
Wait, was it
Welcome
that
to the stream.
boy as before? He disabled the bloom bears by himself.
I have no idea what the hell happened there. Somehow I went from Mexican to whatever the hell a poo is.
Think about him. I get this.
I mean, Apu's supposed to be Indian.
Oh, forget it. Who cares what this feeling is?
That's fair.
All his fault.
She is such a tsundere, and she was my introduction to tsunderes.
I'll teach him not to mess with me.
Her and
or my
Misty.
Kids. Here we
I was gonna say Misty.
Moving on. Engage.
So you know how I said that crabs are a recurring motif with her mechs? This is the first one. They mistranslated its name. All of the Bond family's machines are given German names. And they mistranslated it as Feldinot. It's supposed to be Ferdinand.
I don't want to hear about that. Do you know what you've done? Huh? You're a lot dumber than you look. You should have known better than to pick a fight with the Bonds. Of course, if you agree to become one of my servants, I suppose I could forgive you. What do you say?
I'm not hearing a downside.
To know about what you did to us.
Join up with pirates? I don't think so.
All right then, forget.
I mean,
Fine, see if I care. I gave you a chance and you turned it down. Don't come back
Going-
to me later.
going back to 1997 for it here.
You're toast!
But you're telling me I get to be a pirate and a servant of a cute girl? Sign me the
Yep.
fuck up.
Ignoring her canonical age because she does not look or act like a 14-year-old. It's one of those things where, like, they seem to have just put the age there so they can say that the characters have a canon age. It's like Sonic
Right.
ages. Like, we're supposed to believe that Sonic is just perpetually 15 years old.
And that Amy is 11.
Yeah.
Nah, there's a reason they aged her up in the IDW comics. We're not stupid.
Well, they also aged her up in the Archie comics, because they had, like, a whole thing about why Amy has a different design between Sonic CD and Sonic Adventure, which is that she got a hold of a magical artifact and made a wish to be older. But by older, apparently that meant she aged herself up from 8 years old to 12 years old, and in the process also changed her hairstyle and her dress.
Because that's how things work.
And that's still not as convoluted as the explanation for why Sonic has green eyes as of Sonic Adventure that the comics came up with.
Something to do with the crystals?
Something to do with the Chaos Emeralds where, like, he unlocked some temporary forms that were elemental-based, and he ran so fast across the world that all of the super forms merged with him and became permanent parts of him, which resulted in his eyes changing color from black to green.
Get in quick, right? It's not over yet. Don't think you've won. Next time, I won't be so easy on you. I'll make sure you pay for this. Let's go! Roger!
I'm sorry, but just the get in. Right.
Roger.
Like, one of my favorite things about Tron as a character is that she doesn't just view the Surfbots as, like, servants of hers. She views them as her children. And as we learn in Misadventures of Tron Bond, she's an abusive mother.
My name is John Dacre.
Oh no, I knew John Dacre was coming eventually.
Risen today, hallelujah.
You know, John Dacre singing Christ the Lord is risen today fits surprisingly well with the data dance.
God!
What way?
I'm just gonna let this sit here until it plays out.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Yeah, it syncs up too well. It's like one of those GIFs where it syncs up to any song, no matter what you throw at it. When you know that you're Zamore. It's me, but you see back in old Napoli. That's amore.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's assault.
When an eel lunges out and takes a bite of your snout, that's amore.
Eel, that is.
I don't remember those lyrics.
It's an actual line that Charles Martinet says in Mario Teaches Typing.
Clips.tv/convert.
Yeah, it's a clip of something that just happened.
Artistic ferret fail fish.
Indications
The URLs are randomly generated from a preset combination of words.
Recapping our top story of the day. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, the city center...
I love the news reporter. She's so hammy.
...who demanded they be given the keys to the caves and tunnels...
Also, just delivering a story about pirates attacking City Hall and wreaking havoc on the city with the biggest smile on her face.
...are helpless in front of the power of the pirates' weapons.
That's right down to the frickin' eyes.
...before City Hall is destroyed.
I mean, hey, look, they probably don't pay her enough for this shit.
I mean, at the very least, this is going to be killer for ratings.
It appears that the robots and machines being used to lay siege to the city have been destroyed by a single young boy. And now...
No way in hell she said that with a straight face.
...through the gate and is heading towards City Hall. Wait! There he is! I can see him! He really is alone! Can this lone hero...
Okay, lady, keep it in your pants. He's 12.
She sounds like she's, like, narrating the Hindenburg. Like, that kind of over-the-top delivery.
I can see him! I can see him now! He's running towards City Hall, and he's done!
Oh, the humanity! Is it too soon to make Hindenburg jokes? Considering that was like 100 years ago now.
Honestly, nah.
I have to keep reminding myself that the sound of me picking up Zenny in this game is not the sound of me getting bit donations on stream. Because I use that sound clip for when I get bits.
You see, you know, design all you want for it, but all three of us are gonna go to hell eventually.
The question is, which religion's hell am I going to? I've blasphemed so much.
I personally don't care as long as I end up in the Has-Been Hotel hell. Oh, Cherry Bomb, I'm coming for you.
Watch it. You're gonna end up in Resurrection F's version of Earth's Hell, where it's just you being tied up in a cocoon and having to watch like a parade of cute stuffed animals every day for the rest of eternity.
Robots are being deployed by a flying
flying carrier.
Jesus Christ.
That's the hell that Frieza got sent to, canonically.
God. What even is Dragon Ball anymore? It's my understanding that Dragon Ball Super got so batshit what the f are we watching that they pretty much had to reboot the series to make it make any sense anymore.
It did. Like, it starts out kind of weird because it's like the first 2 story arcs of it are just extended recaps of the movies that came out before Super. So, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. And then it, like, takes a while to actually start getting into original stories. So, it's a very slow burn start. But, like, you can tell that this one had more active writing involvement from Toriyama because it's got those weirder, goofier elements, as opposed to something like GT, where it was trying to be more serious and action-focused. I say that when it starts out very goofy, but it drops that very quickly.
You know, these robots, if they had been reinforced better, they'd make perfect attack drones for the Decepticon Empire.
Well, keep in mind, I'm also using a powered-up buster to destroy them, and they still take a lot of hits to destroy.
That's true.
But yeah, I could see the Bonds providing some good assault vehicles for the Eggman Empire. Given that reminder, the Bonds are not an army; they're just pirates.
Yeah. I was thinking more like the Decepticon Empire, but the Eggman Empire works better, too, in my opinion, because the Decepticon Empire, they won't want to use...
the Decepticon Empire would not team up with the Bonds because of their whole... Well, technically the Bonds are not... No, that's spoilers. Speaking of which, here's our next Bond. Bon. It's still not confirmed whether he's a robot or whether he's a baby in a mech suit. My answer to that is yes. And if his voice sounds familiar, that's Pikachu's voice actress.
Ikako Otani.
Ikoue Otani, yeah.
Ikoue, yes. That was close.
Yeah, Ikoue Otani voiced Bon in all of the games except for the English dub of Misadventures of Tron Bon. And just like Pikachu, speaks mostly by just saying one word over again. In this case, Babu.
She's also famously the Japanese voice of Tony Chopper.
Yep. But this was before the One Piece anime came out. And Pokemon had just recently started.
Don't fuck with my head like that. Because I remember the 4Kids dub coming out.
Are you alright?
Yes, the infamous 4Kids dub of One Piece. The thing that killed
I remember that too. Well, actually, it was... I mean, you could argue it was technically Yu-Gi-Oh! That killed 4Kids, considering that the thing that sent them into bankruptcy was a lawsuit filed by Konami and Shueisha for them illegally using footage of Yu-Gi-Oh! To promote other stuff.
I mean, fair. But for a lot of people, it was the One Piece dub that killed them. I'm looking at you, Lollipop Sanji.
Yep. Eric Stewart's actually gone on record saying that a lot of the 4Kids changes were not, like, decisions by 4Kids. It was that the, like, standards and practices boards for Fox Kids and Kids WB were, like, ridiculously strict and inconsistent on what they were allowed to do.
Yeah. To be fair, this was also back in the era where, for whatever reason, they were terrified of people discovering Japanese culture was a thing.
Yeah, that part was a 4Kids thing.
Yes and no. It was also a Deke thing.
Well, I mean, like, not exclusive to 4Kids is not what I meant. I meant, like, that was 4Kids' idea as, like, something they mandated in their shows as opposed to being forced on them by, like, basically the censors.
I was gonna say, because Deke did the original dub of Sailor Moon.
Yeah, and they went so far as flipping the city street scenes so the cars would be driving on the right side of the road.
They went as far as completely changing every single character's name because they were afraid of kids learning about Japanese names.
Yep. You know, I do have to give some credit to Deke for one thing, and that was their blatantly waving their middle fingers in front of the U.S. government mandating that all children's entertainment on network TV has to have some level of educational content to it. And the way they got around that was just by doing the Sonic Says and Sailor Says segments at the end of their two most popular shows at the time.
Yep. It's
so
also
they could so they could say it's educational.
Don't you worry though.
It's also the dub that famously kind of killed itself by introducing the way they introduced in Uranus and Neptune.
Neptune. Yeah.
Because they were terrified of kids finding out lesbians are a thing.
And instead made them look like incestuous lesbians.
Oh, there was no making them look like incestuous lesbians. They flat out didn't even try to hide it as best they thought they were. That's what made it great.
Excuse me.
They were, quote, and I'm not joking, this is the quote,
cousins.
Very close cousins.
Up the northern forest.
What?
Talking about me with what? Oh, in regards to explaining the origin of the Lord Pegatron meme.
I'm amazed they'd go to that.
That's what we were talking about you with in regards to Shadow Dragon.
Who knows what will happen if they get their hands on the treasure? Inspector, I want you to arrest them immediately.
Yes, arrest the pirates who have tanks and warships.
I'll make a blonde mayor joke, but I'll get in trouble.
Wait a minute, Mega Man. I'm going with...
I mean, if this was set in modern times, then the police force would absolutely stand a chance, given that the police have access to tanks now.
Mega Man. I fixed the car the junk shop owner gave us. I may not be able to get it fixed in time to help you before, but next time you can count on me.
Why are you the only character who talks without their mouth opening? What is happening?
I mean, she got in like... They basically have two kinds of cutscenes in this game. They have ones that use dedicated cutscene models with moving mouths for like pivotal story moments, and then for smaller scenes like this, they use the in-game models that don't have moving mouths.
Not to mention that the pirates are likely to steal everything if they get there first.
Well, I think I better go help them.
Be careful, Mega Man.
That's a trick that a lot of games of the PS1 and PS2 generation used, was like having a separate but similar enough looking model just for cutscenes, so they wouldn't have to worry about trying to rig the in-game model for like talking.
I might be frickin' stupid, but I literally have not noticed this entire time until Roll just now. Like, somehow I legit have not noticed that there's been cutscenes where they don't talk, but they are talking.
Yeah, that was a pretty common thing at the time, especially since, you know, even though this is technically one of the highest budget Mega Man games ever made, adjusted for inflation, it still didn't have anywhere near the budget of, like, a Resident Evil. Have I seen the MGS1 Team 4-Star YouTube shorts? No, I have not. I've got to check those out.
I'll still stand by one of the best abridged series ever made is Alucard. Hellsing Abridged.
Yeah, Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. I still haven't seen that because I want to see Hellsing Ultimate first. Like, I tend not to watch abridged series of stuff where I'm not familiar with the source material.
Have you seen SAO Abridged?
I've seen a few episodes of it because one of my cousins showed it to me. But I haven't, like, checked it out myself because I don't want to subject myself to SAO to be familiar with the jokes that they're making.
Fair.
Honestly, with SAO Abridged, I feel like it's one of those where they understand people don't much care for SAO. Like back when SAO first came out, yeah, it was super popular. But now it's one of those, you know, you groan and roll your eyes kind of shows.
Yeah.
And the people making SAO Abridged understand that, so they don't really make too many references to the show itself. So much as they made their own little canon universe in the series.
It's the opposite of Team 4-Star, where instead of a loving tribute, it's done out of spite, I guess.
Pretty much at this point. They've made Asuna an absolute fucking psychopath, and it's fucking hilarious. Whereas in the original SAO, she's actually very sweet, very kind-hearted, and very loving of Koji. In SAO Abridged, she's an absolute freaking psychopath, and even Koji's afraid of her. To the point where... Yeah, Kirito. Why do I keep saying Koji?
Because you're thinking of our old abridged series.
That, and I'm probably tired. But yeah, no. But yeah, Kirito is terrified of her in the abridged series, to the point where he agreed to marry her because he was afraid of what would happen if he said no.
It's also funny the fact that you know, Kirito himself was already a bit of a psychopath, but you know.
I mean, like, one of my biggest problems with Sword Art Online's narrative, apart from the overuse of sexual assault as a cheap mix of both fan service and drama, is it tries to introduce like harem romance elements after he's already gotten married.
Yeah. To be fair, and I'm being like 100%
as a connoisseur of the harem genre, that's the opposite of how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah. My whole thing is, I loved SAO, like, the first season. The first season is amazing. One of the best animes ever made. They really should have not done season 2. Because, like, season 2 is where they introduced the sister who's, like, obsessed with Kirito.
The other reason that I have a big grudge against SAO is because Bandai Namco has the rights to the games, and they're also the one that has the rights to the entire .hack franchise, and they seem to think that the two are similar enough that SAO is a good enough replacement for .hack.
Yeah.
Even
like
though unlike .hack, SAO's never had a good video game. Like, the SAO games are constantly going on sale for a reason.
Sad part is I don't disagree. But yeah, SAO season 1 is, like, really good. Everything after that was just like you said. For whatever reason, they decided to make it a harem anime. And for whatever reason, they decided that constantly subjecting Asuna to sexual abuse was okay.
Yeah, because it gets you emotionally invested. And I'm like, can't you get us emotionally invested without resorting to that cheap tactic every single fucking time?
And
can you not make it fetishy? Can you not make it fetishy while you're doing it?
Right. And the other problem is, again, they introduce his sister, who they blatantly say is his sister. Is it cousin? I swear to God, it's sister.
She calls him Oni-chan, but but they are cousins because
right.
That's like that can be used as a term of endearment rather than specifically referring to a brother-sister relationship.
Right. Yeah, then they introduced the cousin, who is just like absolutely, she wants to be his wife kind of deal. And it's like, not into incest, but you do you? Also, please don't do you. What's sad is, a couple years ago, I was actually dating this girl who was obsessed with SAO. And basically made me watch the more recent season where Kirito is in a wheelchair and destitute. And I'm just sitting here the whole time going, why is this entertainment? Is Japan okay? Do we need to send someone out there to help them?
What's even worse about the whole dot hack situation is that because Bandai Namco's been doing fuck all with dot hack for the better part of like 15 years now.
Yeah.
Better part of like 15 years now, apart from the PS4 remasters of the GU trilogy. We've got a generation of people who think that dot hack is a ripoff of Sword Art Online and not the other way around.
Yep. Thing is, when SAO came out, they had said it wasn't intended to be it was not intended to be a dot hack ripoff. It was intended to be a homage to that basic general concept.
Yeah.
I mean, I can believe that because I can believe that, but I don't care.
Yeah, no. That was the thing is, but they can say that all they want. We're not stupid.
It's like how I say this as a Digimon fan. The Digimon anime was created mostly to promote a line of digital pets that were made in response to the Tamagotchi craze. But it would not have existed without the success of Pokemon.
Yeah.
%100% agreed. The funny thing is, I look forward to Digimon more than Pokemon sometimes as a kid.
Yeah, I did too. I was always more into Digimon than Pokemon. And even today, I find that Digimon, while its game track record is a lot more spotty, they at least have better production values nowadays than modern Pokemon does.
Yeah.
And Digimon's a series that's given like a shoestring budget to make its games on.
To be fair, though, this is coming from me, who 100% got into the Pokemon craze when it happened.
Oh, same here. I just got into Digimon shortly afterwards. It was like, wow, this is even better than Pokemon.
Right. I remember Kairi being one of, like, not adult Kairi, but teenage Kairi being one of my first big anime crushes.
Yeah, she was my first anime crush as well. And, well, Kari, but her Japanese name, which is what the newer dubs refer to her by, is Hikari.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because the English dub did a thing where, like, it did the standard thing of the era where they localized all the names, but the way they went about it was by having them all be nicknames.
Yeah.
Like Tai instead of Taichi, and Matt instead of Yamato.
But yeah, I was obsessed with Pokemon to the point where Christmas 1999 or 2000, one of the two, was like nothing but Pokemon gifts.
I was such a, like, to give you an idea of how hardcore of a Digimon fan I was at the time, I saw Digimon the movie in theaters twice.
I mean, same, bro.
And I had it on VHS, and I wish I still did. Although, we are supposed to be getting that Blu-ray remaster of it.
What I wish they would do,
already.
what I wish they would do, and they never will, is not only do we get a Blu-ray re-release or HD re-release or whatever you want to call it, like get a re-release of that, but get as much of the original voice cast back as they can, and do like a special edition, like maybe special feature or something, dub where they do the two movies that were combined to make that movie.
My brother in Christ, that's exactly what they're doing. Like, the Digimon the movie Blu-ray is also going to include brand new dubs for the original movies that were cobbled together to make Digimon the movie.
And just like that, I'm going to Amazon.
It's from Discotheque Media, who are known for putting their everything into their remasters and re-releases.
Digimon the movie Blu-ray.
I don't know if it's out yet, but they have said that they're going to be doing that.
Digimon the movies Blu-ray. Yep.
Like, if it's not, if
those
it's
are the
not
Japanese.
part of,
those are the Japanese dubs, though.
well, they said they are going to be dubbing those movies with a new cast. They even announced the new cast. Well, mostly returning cast, but some of them have retired and or died, so partly new members.
Yeah.
The only one I remember that died was Mimi. The original voice of Mimi.
Joe's voice actor died as well.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Why must I look these things up and depress myself so? More importantly, why do I walk into these kind of situations?
Good question. That's a good question.
We may be able to locate another energy emission for the radar worm. When we find that meteor, we'll find Dr. Wawi.
Blown voice JP!
Yes, he also voiced Guilmon from Season 3.
Wait, Fern, you forgot? Because I know you know that...
You guys are the ones who got me Steve Blum to do a cameo for one episode.
I don't even remember that.
I remember.
It was like the last episode we publicly came out with of Digimon Frontier before the copyright nuke.
What did he voice? Or was it at the end, like teaser or something?
It was like a clip from a convention that you guys took of him just like shouting out the series as JP.
Yeah. Like he actually said it. That he what was it? Oh God. Fuck.
He said it was like better than chocolate or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was like he's like, yo internet, this is the real JP. I wanna let you know that a Digimon Frontier, best thing since chocolate.
Oh, that's right. Damn it. I just like completely forgot.
And he was like, okay, maybe it's not that good.
He's coming.
He's such a fun person to meet. I've met him before, and I've told this story so many times on stream, but I don't think I've told Furret this. When I met him at a convention, the first time, not as autograph panel, I caught him coming out of the opening ceremonies to NecoCon one year, which is where I got his autograph. But I wanted to, me and a friend of mine stopped him to ask for a photo, and I was cosplaying Gakpo from Vocaloid. So I had like this long purple wig on, and I still have the picture of this on Facebook, so you can find it if you know where to look. But like we stopped him and asked for a photo, and he's like, yes, but on one condition. I'm like, name it, because I'm not gonna say no to Steve Bloom. And he says, can I hold some of your wig hair in my mouth when we take the picture? Which is why he's holding some of the wig in his mouth in the photo.
I got nothing. That is such a Steve Blum thing to do, and yet such an unexpected thing to ask somebody. Then again, one of my favorite things to do anytime I dress as Sanji is I have a pair of heart glasses that I wear with it.
Oh, I see where this is going.
And usually I'll ask, like, if I see a cute girl cosplayer, I'll ask her if I could, hey, can I take a picture with you? And usually they'll say, yeah, why not? And then I'll say, great. And while they're setting up for the picture, I'll throw the glasses on when they least expect it. Almost every time I get great reactions.
I need to, well, first of all, I need to start going back to conventions. But I need to find, like, some good photo op stuff for my cosplays.
Yeah.
Because I'm very camera shy. That's partly why I'm a VTuber.
I was gonna say, Amelie is going to be at a convention here in December.
Nice.
So one of my goals is I'm going to pay for a photo op with her as Sanji, and I'm going to do the hard eyes with her.
Oh, yes.
Because she's gone on record saying that Sanji is one of her husbandos.
I don't know why I was trying to jump on top of the mech without destroying the treads first. It's like I've forgotten the whole strategy for this fight.
I don't know that I ever made it this far. No, that's not right. I've beaten this game before.
Now that makes two of us, because I've never actually beat this game.
I've beaten this one, and I've beaten the second one.
I haven't beaten the second one yet, but I know how it ends, unfortunately.
I've never played the Tron.
Misadventures?
The Misadventures of Tron.
You can still get it on PS3's digital store for like $10.
I can't. I don't have a PS3.
You can emulate it.
That's fair. This has to be the most cheeseball way to fight a boss.
And it's the intended way to fight the boss.
What are you standing around for? Put out the fire! Put it out!
What fire?
The fire extinguishers aren't working.
What? It's inconceivable! How could a little punk like that ever defeat me?
And then he died horribly because physics.
It cost to build that in the first place.
And then he survived without a scratch because anime physics.
Master Teasel, are you alright?
Teasel's like genuinely the best character in this series. Apart from,
real
well,
shame.
the whole Bond family are great.
Yeah. It's a shame he's voiced by such a shit person.
Well, the good thing is the shit person that voiced him is now dead. So
Yeah, that's a nice,
we don't have to We don't have to worry about that anymore.
That is.
He can't hurt you now, JKR. He's dead.
Make sure he's double dead.
I'm sure Adam and his team have already eliminated him at this point.
Yeah, you know, the sad fact is, I highly doubt that. Because, you know, Adam is incompetent. And
Here's one of the great things about Vibsy that I give her all the credit for having the balls to admit. But at a convention, she's been asked, where is Hitler in hell? And she said, oh, he was one of the first people eliminated.
Good.
Good.
Very good.
Yeah. I love Vibsy.
I've seen memes where it's like someone replaces Serpentius in that scene where he comes up to heaven.
Yeah.
With that guy, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Because people are fucking stupid.
Yep.
She's outright admitted that even if Hitler hadn't been killed in one of the executions, there's no way in hell Charlie would even try to redeem him.
The mayor says there's something real important she has to talk with you about. Can you come back here?
Roger. I'll head back to City Hall.
City Hall, you say?
This is probably the least amount of damage to the city that I've gotten away with in any playthrough. Both the bank and the police station are intact. That's amazing.
Like him here in the first place. We won't fail next time. We'll ambush.
I'll have to give myself a promotion.
We won't cut him any slack just because we outnumber him. That kid's going down.
Just wait till you see, Teasel. I've got a new robot I've been wanting to build that'll do the trick. That'll teach him.
This time,
Easel?
His name's Teasel.
Teasel, son. With a T.
Like, the Bonds are such a fun group of villains because they're a bunch of goofballs. But, like, they're a legitimate threat to people that aren't Mega Man.
I hope this will convince those pirates to give up. I'm afraid to think what might happen if they get their hands on the treasure. The legends say a horrible disaster will occur if it's ever unearthed.
What's even funnier to me, as you learn from Misadventures of Tron Bonne, is that they're not even on, like, the highest rung of, like, this world's criminal underworld. Like, the whole thing with Misadventures of Tron Bonne's plot kicks off, which Misadventures of Tron Bonne is technically a prequel to the first game, given that covers the construction of their flagship, the Gesellschaft. He's in massive debt to another crime lord.
Here, you'll need this. Only the best diggers are able to get a Class A license. The best of the best. With that license, you'll be able to get into the sealed-off sites. The ones those pirates have been trying to break into. I give you my permission to dig in the island's subgates. Just let me know if you find anything that can tell us about the treasure or that disaster that's supposed to happen if the treasure's disturbed.
Oh, my.
I hate to mention this, but if while you're digging you find anything of value, it would mean a lot to us if you could donate it to help with the restoration of the city. Thank you again. Be careful.
What she means by anything of value for the restoration of the city is, can you donate money to fix our broken buildings? Which, like I said, this is the best protection of the city I've ever done.
Oh my god. So you know how Sonic Generations Shadow is coming out?
Yeah.
for the first time in canonical Sonic history, we're getting actual voice actors for Espio and Charmy.
What do you mean? They've had voice actors before.
Yeah.
Well, like more. I'm talking like more recent.
They still have unless they recast them. For a while, they've been voiced by Espio's been voiced by Matthew Mercer, and Charmy's been voiced by Colleen Villard.
Well, it looks like Charmy is going to be Colleen O'Shaughnessy.
Colleen O'Shaughnessy and Colleen Villard are the same person. It's just she goes by different credits depending on the project. You might also know her as the current voice of Tails and Sora from Digimon.
I was gonna say, oddly enough, I knew she was Tails because there's actually a story behind her in my family. She is technically related to us as like a distant cousin because my aunt married one of her cousins. It's weird and complicated. But I know she was the current voice of Tails, but she gave it up only for the movies. Like, she only does it for the movies now.
She was in Sonic Frontiers as well.
I was gonna say the current and new voice of Tails for the games is Kate Higgins.
No, Kate Higgins was only in... she only came back for some new dialogue for the Sonic Colors remaster.
Well, it says Kate Higgins is voicing her in voicing Tails in
because
Sonic X Generations.
Because she voiced Tails in Sonic Generations. Colleen O'Shaughnessy hadn't taken over the role yet. At the time Sonic Generations was made, she took over starting with Sonic Boom.
I don't know. I'm just learning these things. I never knew Espio and Charmy ever even spoke.
Yeah, Espio hasn't appeared much, which is why Espio and Charmy haven't appeared much, which is why I wouldn't blame you for not knowing that. But Espio, for his first couple appearances in the modern era, was voiced by Troy Baker, and then once Troy Baker got too expensive to hire, they replaced him with Matthew Mercer.
Yeah, because on here it says Matthew Mercer is voicing him in Shadow's Generation.
This isn't new stuff. It's reused audio, so they have to credit them. Like, Shadow's campaign is going to have new audio, but the stuff from the Sonic Generations part is all the same audio from Sonic Generations. That's why it credits Kate Higgins.
Oops. You broke it.
See, and this is coming from this because I legit thought Sonic X Generation Shadow was a completely new thing.
It's half a new thing and half a remaster of Sonic Generations.
Huh. Also, bear in mind, I'm also relatively new to the Sonic fandom.
Understandable.
Like, I loved Sonic the Hedgehog as a kid, but I never got 100% into it. Like, say, a certain doctor we know. But, that said, I was a Sonic fan, just casual. Here recently, I am, like, huge into the Sonic the Hedgehog lore.
Because there's actual lore now, instead of a bunch of cool ideas that are incoherently connected together because they didn't have a lore management anything. They just kind of... They were selective in what was canon and what wasn't, as opposed to the current stance, which is everything is canon.
As it should be. But, yeah, no, it's been a more recent thing where, like, I've started reading the comics more, and I've started getting into it more, and... I will fully admit you can partially blame the movies for that.
I don't blame you. The movies turned out way better than anyone expected.
I'm sorry, but the second movie was better than it had any right to be.
Yeah.
that movie was made for fans. There's like the first one was kind of like, you know, just dipping its toe in the water. Can we do this kind of deal? The second movie said, "Fuck yes, we can."
You know what the thing I'm waiting for to see if they make this callback to in Sonic 3 is? Because they've said that Sonic 3 is partly going to be adapting the story of the Shadow the Hedgehog game. There's a character in Shadow the Hedgehog's solo game called the Gun Commander, who was there during Shadow's days on the Space Colony Ark as a child, and witnessed the massacre that went on there, and for some reason decided, oh, I'm going to become the commander of the organization that massacred everyone I knew and loved. And blame it all on Shadow, because he's a very poorly written villain. The movie universe's equivalent to that character is the Olive Garden guy. The guy that rewards them for saving the world at the end of the first movie by giving them a gift card to Olive Garden.
Good lord, I can only hope and pray.
Like, in the second movie, he founds Gun, which is the same military that's active in Sonic Adventure 2's story.
Right.
So, like, the idea that the Olive Garden guy is going to have a revenge plot against Shadow and want him dead and refer to him as a devil. The Olive Garden guy.
Please, God, yes. So I also know that it's rumored but not officially confirmed that the name they gave Christian Ritter's character is a placeholder. Because they announced Christian Ritter, a.k.a. Jessica Jones, is in the movie. And they gave her a placeholder name of Captain Rockwell. It's actually rumored that she's going to be Rouge the Bat.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are assuming, because the casting makes too much sense.
Well, that, and because Rockwell is one of the names that Rouge the Bat took in the comics as an alias. Just to like hide that it was her kind of deal.
Speaking of Rouge the Bat and Sonic Movie 3, can I tell you one of my favorite incidents that happened on Twitter involving that?
Yes. Anything involving Rouge the Bat, please share.
There was this guy going around for like a day or so on Twitter impersonating Ian Flynn.
Oh, Lord.
And, like, responding to random people with Ian Flynn's response that he gives whenever he's not allowed to officially confirm something, but he's low-key confirming it, which is where he just responds with #KnowingSmile.
Oh, no.
So there was this one guy, random person on Twitter, who said something along the lines of, wouldn't it be really cool if in Sonic Movie 3 they had Rouge the Bat and she had gigantic boobs, and in one scene she had a wardrobe malfunction and she had nipple piercings? And then the fake Ian Flynn with the really realistic looking Ian Flynn profile, just different username, responds to it with #KnowingSmile.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Has JKR ever told you how I think they should handle Dr. Robotnik in the next movie?
How?
Well, one, he should be like horribly scarred or something.
Agreed.
Just so that
given
he can
all the shit that happened to him at the end of the second movie, yes.
And because Jim Carrey's kind of getting to the point where he doesn't want to do this anymore, they needed, like, in this movie where something really freaking bad happens to him, to the point where he's, like, horribly disfigured, and in an end-credit scene, have Stone, like pulling him out of the rubble, and he's so disfigured that it's Danny DeVito.
Yes. From the Eggman to the Trash Man. Has JKR told you about my fan casting ideas for future Transformers stuff?
No.
Chief among
I'm
them
sure he
is
has, but I can't remember.
Chief among them is that Wreck-Gar should be voiced by Danny DeVito.
Like, you know, Wreck-Gar being the one that's, he's, you know,
Are
he's
you-
Junkion.
Yeah, I know who Wreck-Gar is.
Because he's the
listening,
trash
Paramount?
man. He throws trash all over the ring. Then he starts eating garbage.
Are you listening, Paramount? This is the perfect casting right here. You're never gonna get better. Sure, you could go with Weird Al Yankovic again, but why?
Weird Al would gladly do it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah. But we're getting, I mean, and it's not the first time they would have brought back voice actors that have done this stuff in the past, either. I mean, look at Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Because he was not Wreck-Gar, but like whatever the hell the merchant dude was supposed to be.
Day Trader is his name.
Yeah, he was Day Trader in that god-awful abomination of a movie. And now he's Starscream in Transformers 1. So
another fan casting idea that seems like both me and Derek J. Wyatt had was having Unicron voiced by Maurice LaMarche.
Oh God, yes. I mean, the dude can do it, like spot on Orson Welles.
Like he said that, you know, before he passed away, he had it noted that if Unicron and Galvatron were to appear in Transformers Animated, Unicron would be voiced by Maurice LaMarche, and Galvatron would be voiced by Zachary Quinto.
That's Spock, right?
Spock from the reboot Star Trek movies, yes.
Yeah. That fits. Honestly, the dude needs to just take over all of Leonard Nimoy's old stuff, because he can actually do a spot-on Leonard Nimoy impression when he tries.
Just don't let him anywhere near the role of Master Xehanort, because I'm convinced that role is cursed.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything because of who voiced Master Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts 3 is someone I'd really rather not lose.
I mean, he's had two voice actors in Kingdom Hearts 3 because one of them already died.
Right, Leonard Nimoy.
Well, no, Kingdom Hearts... Leonard Nimoy was dead long before Kingdom Hearts 3's recording began. So for Kingdom Hearts 3's main story, he was voiced by Rutger Hauer. But then Rutger Hauer died before they could do recordings for the DLC. So for the DLC...
Right.
Yeah. And
Trust
his
me,
original
I
Japanese
know.
voice actor died around the same time. So
Yep.
he had to
That
be
role-
replaced
no,
for
that
Kingdom
role
Hearts
is
3.
cursed.
I'm telling you, the
That
role's
role is-
cursed.
And that's why I'm terrified to speak the name.
Yeah.
Because he is like legit my boy. Like, he is my idol. He is my actor. So,
The only man who can pull off memorable performances in both Back to the Future and Food Fight.
that's fair. The sad part is, there is nothing salvageable about Food Fight.
Here's the thing. Someone actually decided to do some digging into the production of Food Fight instead of just believing everything that producer Larry Kasanoff said. And, like, got in touch with people that actually worked on Food Fight, and not only got a complete copy of the work print version that was supposedly destroyed and uploaded to YouTube, but was able to get confirmation from people who worked on it that, no, the files for the movie were never stolen like the producer said. He used that as an excuse for why the movie was going to be delayed, because he decided, you know, this Looney Tunes-esque, really impressive for its for a first-time studio's animation isn't good enough. I want to do it with motion capture now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. The funny part is, some of the voice actors in that have no actual recollection of having been in it.
I don't blame them. It took so long to come out that they probably don't remember working on it.
The funny part, another funny story on that situation, though, is Woody Harrelson has no memory of having ever filmed The Day After Tomorrow.
I mean,
like he went on record saying that he went to the premiere of it, having no idea why he was invited, and looked up at the screen, saw himself on it, and went and was quoted to say, "When the fuck did I film this?"
One of my favorite ones was somebody asked Mark Hamill on Twitter why he participated in Rap City Street Kids Believe in Santa.
God.
And he said he doesn't remember working on it.
Yep. Hilariously, more recently, Miranda Crossgrove was famous at the time when the Lilo and Stitch series came out for voicing a reoccurring role in that show. She's come out on record saying she doesn't remember ever recording a single line for it and thinks that was actually a rumor Disney started to promote Lilo and Stitch.
Another, I could see that actually being true, considering she was mostly contractually exclusive to Nickelodeon at the time.
Yep.
But, another similar one, like, going off of the, thing with Rap City Street Kids, people have asked, I'm blanking on the name, but the voice of Belle from Beauty and the Beast, who's also in Rap City Street Kids, Paige O'Hara, and, Ariel.
Jodie Benson.
Jodie Benson have asked both of them at conventions about working on Rap City Street Kids, and their response was, "Oh God, you saw that piece of shit."
Yep.
We've got to buy Miss Tron the time she needs.
Jodie Benson has actually gone on record saying that she will kick anyone out of their line, or out of her line, who so much as brings her a copy of Rap City Street Kids.
I don't blame her.
He will not sign it. She refuses.
Come to back you up, Megan.
I don't blame her. I don't mean to... Keep in mind, what I'm about to say is alleged, but that movie reeks of money laundering.
That's one of those movies where literally the only nice thing you could say about it is it existed, and even that's not a nice thing to say about it.
What I find even funnier is that they were apparently planning on it becoming a franchise, given that the very last thing you hear in that special, as someone who's seen it, is like a character we haven't seen yet saying, "And look out for me in Rap City Street Kids and Easter Tale."
Yep.
Also, thanks to the people at the Lost Media Wiki, we got some more insight into how Rap City Street Kids was made and why it looks so bad. Turns out that the animation software they used was like some free thing. That just had like pre-made models in it.
Yep.
Also, like, the story of Rap City Street Kids gets a lot more suspicious when you find out that, why am I forgetting her name now? The voice of Bart Simpson.
Nancy Cartwright.
Nancy Cartwright was a executive producer on it, and that both she and the director are members of the Church of Scientology. So there's this theory that the Church of Scientology funded it. But we don't have anything to prove that, but it makes too much sense.
Am I just like a living dictionary of voice actors and actresses?
Yes.
Huh? There's a fence.
And yet I still managed to find roles that you haven't heard of.
Stand back.
Fair.
Because I am a purveyor of trash. I'm like a possum. I seek out garbage.
I mean, I've always said if my spirit animal wasn't already a ferret, it would probably be a possum.
If I had to guess what my spirit animal would be, and the answer wasn't some sort of dog or wolf, then it would probably be a platypus or a llama.
Would it be a small green platypus?
Can you hear me?
Wearing
Perhaps
a hat?
I'm picking
Wearing
up
a hat,
high
you
energy
say?
readings from close by.
Harry the platypus?
It looks like it's a refractor.
A platypus?
And a big one.
Hey, the platypus!
One of my favorite Perry the Platypus memes that I've seen all these years later is like, it's just photoshopped, so instead of wearing like a brown fedora, he's wearing like one of those Russian bearskin hats. And the subtitle, instead of having Dr. Doofenshmirtz say Perry the Platypus, says Perry the Blattypus.
Mega Man, try making another sweep.
The thing is, I didn't discover Phineas and Ferb until like years after it was already gone.
Nothing.
I knew of it, but I didn't care. I wish I had cared back in the day when it
Same
first
here.
came on, because that show is fucking brilliant.
More than one starter.
Like, it came on right when I was in my peak of, like, only watching adult cartoons because I thought that anything not on Adult Swim or Comedy Central was baby shit. So I missed out on a lot of good shows of that era.
I actually was going to cosplay Doofenshmirtz at one point, but I hated how the prosthetic nose felt. So I gave up. That was actually going to be at the convention where you and I met, JKR.
Interesting, because I remember you being a freaking toad.
You remember me being a toad?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was one day was Toad. I forget what the next day was, and then that Sunday was going to be Dr. Doofenshmirtz. But I opted out of Doofenshmirtz and just went as myself. I think
you were Captain Toad on day 3.
It might have been the convention before. I don't remember now. I have to look it up. That's the thing.
Given that I don't have the funds or time to get together a Halloween costume this year because I've got something I need to pay Sheba for my, I think it's 3-year anniversary now of debuting as Arikado.
Nice.
That me and her are working on together. That's going to cost me a good bit of money. I know what I'm doing for Halloween this year, and I'm totally ripping off an idea from a Halloween episode of Scott the Woz.
I'm picking up a faint signal.
Oh no.
I'm going as what if the Wolfman was going as me.
Looking, there's probably a few more lying around somewhere.
That's funny, man. I like that. That's... Then again, if I can't do like a cosplay or a costume, I always just pull a Wednesday Addams. And anytime someone asks, what's your costume, just tell them, I'm a homicidal maniac. We look like everyone.
Yeah, right.
Like, the Scott the Woz Halloween episodes have some of the best humor of the entire series, and that's saying a lot considering Scott's videos are so insanely quotable. Like, the whole running gag about Gex, where the guy that's a big fan of Gex believes that anything you show him is Gex, except for when you show him Gex. And it leads to one of the best pre-ass-kicking one-liners in the 200th anniversary special, 200th episode anniversary special, where it's like they're about to fight the Green Bay Packers. Yes, it makes sense in context. And like the Gex guy, his name's Jeb Jab, or at least his character's name is Jeb Jab, pulls out a pistol when everyone else has got their unique weapons. And it's like, was that a gun? No. It's Gex.
I wasn't used to being a spotter, and you ended up getting lost underground for 3 days. Remember? You were lucky that Gramps came to help us. I don't know what I would have done if he hadn't been there.
So to roll, a funny memory is her fucking up so bad on the job that Mega Man got lost underground for 3 days. You know, just one of those silly shenanigans.
Silly. You almost died. Wasn't that funny? I don't think shooting at it is doing what you want it to do.
Oh, I know it doesn't. I just like shooting at stuff in this game.
Okay, you can't be faulted for that.
It makes a fun pew pew sound.
My gun goes pew pew pew.
But yeah, you're supposed to lead it into the grinder. And the reason you can't just open the treasure chest is because it's rusted shut.
Compactor or something. Did you find another starter? That's 2. Only 1 more to go. It's got it.
There's a hole in the wall. Would you like to stick something? No.
You know, it's funny you should say that, because given the lore that we find out about the Mega Man Legends series, this is probably the only Mega Man that probably would have the parts for that.
Let's say I'm crazy.
Crazy? I was crazy once. They threw me in a room. A rubber room.
Oh.
A rubber room with rats. And rats
Oh,
make me crazy.
Lord.
Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. Rubber room with rats. Rats. They're crazy.
Rats. We're rats. We're the rats. We pray at night. We stalk at night. We're the rats.
Why do I know you people?
Because you have the worst luck imaginable.
Yes.
That's fair.
Very accurate, too.
And here I thought that was just a Victor thing.
Yeah, you know,
Doesn't
Victor
look like
started,
big
Levi
Reaper here.
started it, but,
You better stay on your toes.
you gotta remember that once Levi started doing it, I had to chime in.
There's a hole in this wall. Would you like to stick your arm in it and see if there's anything inside?
Apparently there was an old bone in it.
I was gonna say, you've obtained rabies.
Your face is rabies.
That's it.
Your face is that thing you just said.
I just Like, just once, I want that to happen in a game where you have the option to, like, reach into things at random. And then it, like, says, maybe you shouldn't be sticking your hand in strange holes. Then again, I also want a game where it's like Legend of Zelda, where you, like, barge into someone's house, but like the person like immediately is pissed off that you're in their house instead of giving you friendly advice. Because it seems like every freaking RPG out there, you walk into these people's houses and they're like, "Did you know that if you do such and such, you can contain the such and such?" Or "so and so is such a gossip," stuff like that. Just once, I want someone to go, "What the fuck are you doing in my house?"
I know one game that does that.
What's that?
Hercules, The Legendary Journeys for Game Boy Color.
I'm familiar with the 64 version that you could only get at Blockbuster.
You know how the N64 version is a blatant clone of Ocarina of Time?
Oh, God, yes.
The Game Boy Color version is a blatant clone of Link's Awakening.
Nice.
And, like, you can walk into people's houses and they'll tell you, "Get out or else," or stuff like that. Like, everyone's just rude as fuck to you.
To be fair, that checks with the series. Because in the series, everyone was, or pretty much everyone Hercules ever met was just an absolute fucking dick. Even Xena, when she very first appeared, was just an absolute bitch to him.
The only experience I've had with Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, or Xena Warrior Princess was not either of the shows, but the animated crossover special they had.
Oh my god, I forgot that existed.
And the only reason I know about that is because my great aunt, who would just get me the most random VHS tapes, and we never knew where she got them from, got me that thinking it was Disney's Hercules.
I forgot that existed. Not Disney's Hercules, but the animated Hercules and the Legendary Journeys.
Like, to give you another idea of, like, the random shit she would get me, she, knew I was into dinosaurs, so she got me this Japanese kaiju movie called Legend of Dinosaurs and Giant Birds, and it traumatized me as a kid, because she was like, "Oh, it's got dinosaurs in the title, so I'm sure I'll like it." It's basically what if Jaws had dinosaurs.
Nice.
And another thing she got me was a VHS tape of some short-lived show called Bruno the Kid that starred fucking Bruce Willis of all people.
I remember this existing. I have to look this up. Please hold.
A few hours later.
Oh my god, I remember this existing. I don't remember Bruce Willis being Bruno the Kid, but I remember
Yes,
this
he was.
existing.
This was like right when he was hot off the heels of Die Hard.
Die Hard 2, yeah, because that was 1994.
I mean, like the Die Hard series.
Right. I gotcha.
But anyways, we're going to be ending it here tonight because it's almost midnight. And
again,
given
you're
that
talking
my classes are going to be
say-
starting again in a couple weeks, so I need to start getting back to some semblance of a regular sleep schedule.
Right.
So let's see if there's any raid targets online tonight.
I was gonna say you're talking to probably the only person in the world who remembers that Mad Jack the Pirate was a thing.
I'm going to agree with that because I don't know what that is.
It's the one show in his entire career that Charles Adler tries to deny exists.
Let's see. I got something for guiding the raid.
If you redeem it, then you can do it because I already gave you a freebie.
No, I'm already doing it now, so I'm asking you to wait a second while I type it in.
So do it already.
Sure, I'm spelling it right. Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see. Let's have a look-see. There we go. That is one impressive beard. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to my co-host for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys next week with some more stuff. Until then, unpleasant dreams.
Well, we're the boys of chorus. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
Good night, everybody.
Don't drink the water, or do. I don't give a shit.